ChatGPT is one of the most hot topics in the tech community these days. It's an incredibly powerful language model which can generate human like responses to your requests. You can ask ChatGPT pretty much anything and it provides really awesome responses in no time. Whether you wanted to write a 1,000-word article on the benefits of drinking coffee or write a resignation letter for your boss. But in my opinion, the most awesome thing it can do is it can write code. So today I'm going to attempt to create a calculator app using ChatGPT, and let's see how helpful ChatGPT can be. I won't go into detail on how to sign up for ChatGPT. I assume if you know how to code, you're tech savvy enough to figure it out. Otherwise, there's a whole bunch of videos on YouTube about it. You can check those out. How you write your prompts is really important, as you know. The more descriptive your prompt is, the better result you will get. So if I just ask it that, can you write a calculator app for me? It's probably going to refuse to do that. It's gonna need more information. So what I will do is I will ask it to write code for a view which looks and functions just like this standard calculator app in the iPhone by Apple. Should have the basic functions such as add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And the look and feel should be the same as iPhone app. And write this code using SwiftUI. It's important to specify the language. I wonder which language it would choose automatically. I've recently been using ChatGPT just for SwiftUI code, so I assume it's picked up on that and it would automatically choose to write in SwiftUI anyway. Looks like ChatGPT is apologizing because it can't write full functional code for an application, but it seems that it can give us some sample code, an example of how you can write the code for the app. Right, so it's creating variables for current number, previous number, operator, which is good enough, and then an enum for the operators. I see the operator for equals is missing. Right, so the body is the standard text with the current number and then a H stack with the calculator buttons. Okay, I'm going to stop this for now and I'm gonna ask it to basically try and write the code in the most optimal way possible and minimum amount of repetition, because I can see some repetition here which I would like to avoid. So ChatGPT is pretty clever in that sense that if you specify that you want less repetition, it would try and optimize the code for you. Right, so it's apologizing again. ChatGPT is very polite. Okay, so here it goes again from the beginning. It's creating the variables and then the operator enum. Showing the current number in a text. And then it doesn't seem like it's doing anything different here, but let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so it has stopped in the middle of writing a function. I wonder if I ask it to just continue from there, would it try and write the whole code again, or would it continue? That looks good. It looks like it's continuing from the same line of code. That's brilliant. It's creating a reusable calculator button, which is great. It has an action, color, and text. And looks like it's done. So I'm going to copy and paste this code in Xcode and just attempt to run it. So let's remove this content view and copy paste this code. Just gonna update the preview and the calculator app class. Yeah, and the remaining code as well. It looks like it's got some errors. Right, it's using a parameter called operator, which it shouldn't. So I'll just fix that myself instead of asking ChatGPT to correct that. And the dark gray color doesn't exist. It's because ChatGPT is still using data from 2021, and since then the API has changed. So I'll just fix that myself. Not the best variable name, but let's see if it works. Cool, okay. It's only generated the first 2 rows, and I think I can either ask ChatGPT to add the remaining numbers, or I can just, copy paste the code myself, because it's done most of the work for me and it looks pretty good, like even the colors match the one on the iPhone. Let's ask it to add all of the digit buttons to this code. Let's see what it does with that. I'm not very hopeful, but let's see. So again, it says, here's an example of how you can do this. It's not like it's saying that I will do that for you. And it started to write the whole body again. So while it's doing that, I'm going to try and just copy paste the code to generate the rest of the buttons. Let's see what's quicker. Ask it to use a loop to show all of the numbers rather than adding individual calculator buttons. Let's see if it can do that. Okay, so now it's using a for each loop to add the buttons instead of adding individual calculator buttons, which is better in my opinion. Again, we have some errors, which I'll correct now. You can always just go back to ChatGPT and ask it to, correct these errors. Like, and I can ask it to replace the dark gray color with gray. Some of the operators are missing from there, so I'm gonna ask it to add all of the operators like add, subtract, multiply, divide. I can change this code myself and add the remaining operators myself. I don't think it would be too much trouble. So ChatGPT wasn't really helpful when it came to adding the UI for remaining operators. It just spit out the same code. I'm sure if I improve my prompts, it will ultimately provide the correct solution. But at this point, it would be much faster to write it myself. The basic functionality and the calculations for all operators are in the code. And we just need to add the UI for the buttons. And that's pretty straightforward. Here's the resulting code. So I've added the operators myself. If the column is the last column, then I just add the multiply, add, and subtract buttons. Okay, so let's test it out. Let's see if it actually works. So it looks like the text is white at the moment, that's why we can't see it. There is no equals button, but I assume if I just select any operator, it should show me the result. So 8 plus 9 plus, wow, cool, it works. That's amazing. Some of the buttons are still missing from this calculator, like the equals and the digit 0, but this is pretty impressive. The basic functionality of the app is there. You can ask ChatGPT to add the remaining features, like the ability to use decimal points, and I'm sure after a few attempts, ChatGPT would get it right. But I think overall, this is a great starting point. The code is clean and there isn't a lot of unnecessary repetition. The variable names are really good. I always struggle to come up with good variable names, and it seems to have done a better job than me. Quite impressed. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye.